Debate Club is the coalition of people coming together to just practice in the art form of debate. They create arguments based on the topic that is presented for the season. It's only one question for the entire season, and your argument gets stronger as you go on.
Debate Club is a group of students that know a lot about politics or current events, and they learn about a certain topic, and then they go to a different school and they go against their competing team.
There are several different positions on debate team. The researchers research the topic, as given by the name. The presenters present the information given, and the writers actually write the argument out. In our case, that job is usually given to several people at once. For example, I had one researcher on my side, but there's no writers, so I was writing and presenting at the same time. Usually I did as I went along, but what can you do? And most schools that had all three anyway, but we were a special case and we had to be able to do it on our own, which I think made us the better off for it, so we can have familiarity for each position.
There's three main positions. One of them is the writer, the other one's researcher, and the last one is the presenter. It's kind of not like that way this year. I was a presenter and a researcher, and I wrote my own essays and everything, but that's the traditional.
Research, research, research. Nothing but research. Knowing what you're talking about, presenting what you're talking about well, and then doing well enough to convince an audience. The whole point of debate is to get another person on your side. And if you do not know what you're talking about, it's not going to go well. So you need to present it clearly, accurately, and fluently, I guess would be a good word for it.
You need to know a lot about your topic. You need to research so much. You need to, come up with a thesis. It's basically like writing an essay, but with a lot more information.
From what I understand, there is a proctor who scores both sides, the affirmative and the negative, based on validity of argument, clarity of argument, and research. Based on the research, you will present your case, creating the validity. And if you don't know what you're talking about, you're not going to get scored very well. Whoever ends up with more points by the end of the debate wins, as is the case with most competitions. Both have their pros and negatives. Affirmative starts out first, creating the first opening statement. So you have to have a speech prepared already, written, which you're allowed to read off, so that's helpful. But it doesn't allow for much improvisation in the beginning, whereas the negative goes second based on what the affirmative said before. So when you're playing off the negative, if you're better with analyzing an argument and deconstructing why it's wrong, you're probably better off with the negative. Personally, I was the affirmative this season, so I had to prepare speeches or give my counter argument for the negative's rebuttal. So I was so for the most part, I did just kind of have things prepared. But if given the chance, I think next year I'm going to go for negative. I think I just enjoy playing for the other side more fun.
I was never the affirmative. I was always the negative, and I liked it and I didn't at the same time, so I would love to try the affirmative next year because I feel like it's easier. You just need to know your topic. But for the negative, you need to know like loopholes in the other argument, and that's not fun, I can tell you.